I am live. My gosh. My gosh. So, there's a whole lot of people that are wising up real fast. I like this. There's a lot of people that are, they're seeing this and they're beginning to see more clearly a picture of the real world. I had figured out half this shit, right? Like, all this stuff was all there. Lots of people were saying, listen to all these dots you connect. Like, they proved it to you already. That's the thing about all this bullshit. Is that was fucking proved to... Not you, because you probably have already knew, because you're so awesome you listen to me. But the others. All the others. I am sorry I wasn't a more presentable performance for you to digest these things. Whether that be right now or back then when I was a complete wreck and now I'm only half a wreck. But we are living in a time where you have to understand, as people go on looking at the scope on the ground in America of everybody that was being talked to over decades, okay? This town I am driving in right now, Jeffrey Epstein has spent significant amount of time. I found emails with all the various dealings he was doing. I was poking my nose around there. There was a bank transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that happened in Greenwich, right? Some shit can go down here, man. Some shit can go down. This is why it was important that I tell Dana, that I had told Dana for Rotting Jewels all about the Moxley murder here. Which was involving the Kennedys. Right? This place is not a bad place. This place is not filled with bad people. But like everybody, there's two reasons why you're not paying attention. You're poor and you're well entertained, or you're rich and you are well indoctrinated. Okay? Those are the two types that they like. If you're a rich type, you've got that relationship with the press. And if the press says that somebody's on the level, they would know. They've got all this money and investigators and all sorts of smart cookies that are fucking reading all the books about the things, and they're talking to the police peoples all the time and the political peoples all the time. They're not dumb. If there was a mistake, they would say it. so you've got those types. They get used by the machine in a different way. And especially if they're lying to you just about how things work in the world and how things work for different kinds of people across different classes of society. And it's one thing to be bombarded with bad ideas. It's another thing for when a good idea to show up for something that serves the bad idea to introduce itself unexpectedly by interrupting your idea. Your idea wasn't approved by the club. Stop talking about it. You must argue this answer that we have pre-selected for you as one of the possible answers to all problems. That is not a possible answer to all problems. Only these questions will answer all the problems, and that's how they bullied you with peer review science, where the noble process of peer review science has been turned into an appearance for what is in effect an intellectual cabal who is running an ontological narrative based on your understanding of the baseline principles of the functioning of the world and what you would effectively call your, quote, cosmology. And then everybody thinks that anything you say is going to fall into one or the other's cosmology, right? If you're not a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew, you must be a Satanist, or an atheist. And believe me, there's no such thing as a pagan. That was just invented to hide Satan in his many morphing facial forms, right? Because it's Loki, right? This game that they've been running on us for a long ass time. Because just like they had ancestral gods to find a way to make them scripturally relevant as a grift to get everybody in, because they had to transfer everything of the rituals because they couldn't separate them from their rites. Granted, there's a difference between Roman pagan rites and Norse pagan rites, and most people arguing for their Norse heritage are having a Roman form of pagan Christmas done instead. And let's face it, that's because it's fun. It's fucking fun. It's a bit Dionysian. It's Saturnalian. It's the abundant side of Saturnalia. Like, oh yeah, Saturn's evil. Until Santa shows up with abundance. Why? Because of all the fucking hard work. Look at all this fucking hard work. You grateful fucking swine. Thanks for at least being good. Seriously. So yeah, when Epstein's got the points in there where he's saying he's representing the Rothschilds, where he's gotten the blessing of David Rockefeller and shit like that, it all should make perfect sense. His role in the world when you look at particular things, right? He's at the bottom of the Jews. And he was at the top of the Goyim of the West. Whites and American blacks and and such. Maybe some Latinos. Maybe like there's a lot more to dig into, right? But I see everything going on with the American, Canadian, European connections, Northern Europe, Eastern Europe connections, so on and so forth, right? There's definitely a predominance of Hyperborean twisting going on over here, right? This is all fucking pin it on the Carpathian, right? Pin it on the Carpathian who accepts the narrative of their book, or the narrative of the science that we are tricking them into believing disproves the book, even though we were not ever going to dispute with the history. Although we have the true history and we are disputing it now. Well, we know a whole shitload of the history, unlike we knew anything before 10 years ago. Right? There will be people coming with the most incredible fucking documentary films in the future, as they're drawing Epstein connections with things that they know, and with enough editing skills, and hopefully a minimum amount of AI support. Because sure, I get it, you can use it to recreate scenes, to illustrate points real fast, but just have something really made. Like, either just put in your own editing work, like I don't shoot the shit. I maybe do a little bit of animation, like where I'm moving still things around and I'm cutting frames up, and I'm but I'm doing all that and I'm extracting it largely from work that is somebody else's original work. Right now, as it stands, there's only like one or two little bits and pieces of AI photography I've used in a thing. I got the one music video I put out for the Tremors of the Underking, where there was a clip from an AI short film that was too fucking good for me to... I couldn't say no, because I looked for something that wasn't AI, that was like gonna fill the vibe check that I wanted, and that was so good I had to steal it, right? And of course, it's the only video footage that I grabbed that doesn't have a copyright infringement, because that's how the game works. How's it going, Tim Timony and Telonius? And I am not your dear. I told you where I am from. Alright, let's see here. Alright. I need to take care of some things, and I need to... and then I had to go in and out real fast and get some errands done, and then I think I got an important phone call. So anyway, everybody's gonna be having a whole lot to say. All sorts of people. You're watching the horrible things happen because people are having a free will choice to participate in being a horrible thing, is the short answer. So that also means the good answers too. So great things are coming and horrible things are coming at the exact same time. It's your choice. Pick your own adventure.